Hi everyone, welcome to the first ever unboxing on this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first ever resin unboxing right here. This is my first ever personal piece with resin statue right here. And it is of Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. It is from the Yuan Meng Studios. And you can see it's pretty big honestly right here, first ever. So very interested in unboxing this right here. Here's a picture of the box right here. Guys are interested. The inside of the box is a really cool, nice like chain design from Bleach. If you know, you know, right? It has a whole entire design around the entire thing, which is really cool. Here's the top of the box. Overall the box, I'd give it a 8 out of 10. I think the design is pretty sick. They keep it very minimalistic, and there's nothing wrong with it. But obviously, a 10 out of 10 box would be, I don't know, something I guess crazy that I've never seen before. But here's the other side of the box. And so this right here is gonna be the fun part of the unboxing, which is essentially putting together, right? It gives you 3 palettes, as you can see. We have this one with the effect on there and with some heads that are interchangeable, the cape, the chains, very nice. This one's the main one right here with the body. Obviously I took out the styrofoam, but you can see how everything supposedly fits together, right there. And then obviously these, I'd highly recommend if it's your first ever to take a picture or a video of everything prior to unboxing it, so you know where all the pieces go in case you ever want to sell it, like a lot of people will. If you ever need space, or if you want something new, you have to create space, you're gonna have to sell it at some point, right? So definitely keep the original box, keep the outside brown box packaging, and of course lastly, make sure all the pieces are in there in the right place. So if you ever have to sell it and ship it somewhere, you know where everything goes. Unlike me right now, making that mistake actually. I mean, I know most of where the most stuff comes. I should ask for a picture prior for all the pieces in the right places, but I'm too lazy to put everything together right now. So anyway, we're just gonna throw that around. But right here, first off, we have the coin right here. This has the edition number, some Chinese letters or Japanese. I believe it's Chinese. Not entirely sure. And here's Ichigo Kurosaki. Give us a 10 out of 10 badge. The badge is very high quality right here. Not gonna lie, the quality is sick. And you can see they made that one word black color. So if you guys know what that means, let me know. But let's get straight to the main part, which is this. So this right here is the base. Oh my gosh, this thing is heavy. No matter how many times I've unboxed this, it's heavy. So let's move this to the side. And we're just gonna put this base right here. So this is about like, say like 10 pounds or so. It's pretty damn heavy, I'm not gonna lie. So that's gonna be the base right there, and then of course we can set up the coin thing, right? Let's do that right now actually. All right, we got the coin right here in its majestic form. I got 22 out of 138 limited edition in the whole world, which is 6. So depending on how much you like a resin statue, if you really like it, I'd highly recommend you pre-order, meaning you pay a deposit or you pay the full amount ahead of time before it fully releases and starts shipping from these studios, because they're limited. We're very limited in stock. So I would say the coin itself, or whatever you guys call this, the badge itself, is 10 out of 10 quality. But I'd say the stand could have been better. Honestly, it's just like a plastic stand essentially. I wasn't really expecting much other material, but it just doesn't stay on too well, especially if your surface is like uneven or something. It doesn't stand the best, right? It could easily fall, things like that. But again, don't mind it too much. We're gonna leave it like this for now on the side right here, because why not? And then let's put on the main body. So the first piece is the body, of course, the feet. And this basically just slips in right there, which is very nice. It's very sturdy, by the way. Once it slips in, like, it will hold very well. So you won't have to worry about like this falling or breaking. It has a lot of depth inside, so it'll be fine. In terms of feel, the material is great. first ever resin statue. It's kind of basically what I expected, you know? You can see some small fine print details on here, the way the cuts are, the shoes, I mean, everything's amazing. And also, one thing I love about resin statues is that they're magnetic for the most part. Most of the parts are magnetic, so you'll see what that looks like once I put in the head or the body, because what that does is it just makes everything so much easier in terms of assembly. So you don't have to force it on like PVC. If you guys ever heard PVC, me personally, I had I collected PVC before resins. So those you had to force it in, and that could easily break with resin. If you guys don't know, resin is a lot more fragile of a material. That's why they have so much packaging for you when it comes to doing resins. So again, that's my quick suggestion there. But let me show you guys real quick how this body goes in. It's very sturdy, by the way. This body will not move once you put it in. There's a magnet right there. The camera can focus. And there's a pull hole, as you can see right there. So what you do is you just push it in the pull. And boom. Or not there. There we go. I had to make sure I get the full thing in. You can see there's a magnet for actually the interchangeable heads, which I'm gonna show you right now, because why not? So over here we have interchangeable heads wrapped in paper, okay, to keep them, you know, safe. And if you're wondering how much I paid for this, it was around 400 USD. So I'd say definitely, I wasn't expecting resins to be this expensive at first, because especially my PVC figures are like 50 bucks each. So this is about like 8 times the price. But I will say, if you're a really big like Bleach fan or anime fan or big fan of very high quality statues, I'd say it's worth their price of what you're getting, because these things are huge, right? This is a 1:6 scale, I believe, and basically what happens is you get these 3 heads. So me personally, this one sucks. Not gonna lie, this face is not it right here. It just looks really lame and stuff, and we're not gonna use that one. This one's solid, I'd say. Give it like an 8 out of 10 right here. But this is the best one by far, right? When it goes in his full, I believe it's called his final Bankai form. And if there's a specific name for it, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot, but I believe it's called full Bankai. Or final Bankai. And what happens here is, just look at the details real quick before I even get to that. Insane. You see the golden detail, the paint job is amazing on this. The yellow eye, the stripe, everything's great. And then you got the Horn of Salvation. So, you guys seen Bleach, you know. But essentially, the Horn of Salvation is part of his final form. And having some trouble, but basically that magnetizes inside like that. So very nice. I know the camera's not the best, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying with this. So till we get more subscribers and stuff, I'll upgrade my equipment. So make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And you can see obviously there's a magnet right there inside. And on the back of this there's a magnet, and boom, it just easily slides through. Personally, in terms of strength of the magnets, I've noticed the magnets on the top are not that strong. Like this is very easily like removable. I'm not entirely concerned with it, because it's likely to not fall off. I mean, unless you really touch it. But it's just, I do prefer something a bit stronger in terms of magnets for that. And we have the chains here. We'll put these on last. And the body, we have the effects. Here are the statues. I should actually put this on right now while we're at it. So these are the statues, placeholders for the heads. I believe it does not matter which one you put on here, but you can see that's what it looks like. And this is a way of just displaying the other head options for you, which is very nice. I really do appreciate this a lot from the studios that make these designs. And the magnet on here is actually stronger on the statues than the body. Kind of interesting. I think it's due to, I believe the magnets should be the same strength though, because they're magnets, but I believe maybe there's a tiny flaw. You guys can see like the direction of that magnet is not entirely like straight. That might affect it, honestly. Let me just try it with this. Okay, yeah, that's definitely what the reason is. So sometimes there's gonna be tiny flaws. No one's perfect, neither of these studios. And the magnet, unfortunately on this one, when they made it, it was slightly curved. I don't think I can really change that much, but nonetheless, there it is. And honestly, it's better than having nothing, right? Having nothing is gonna be awful, like you just fall off. So I do like the idea of having magnets because it's not like glue where it gets weaker and stuff, you know, stays and keeps its strength. You don't have to glue anything here either unless something breaks. In terms of breaks, I don't notice really anything significant right here. I'm not sure if this black color is the coloring coming off of the white horn of salvation right there, but you guys can see that right there. Look at the armor piece. Look how much detail there is on this. It's crazy. Now this is where the flaw might be. You see this crack right here? I don't think this is supposed to be there. So I'm pretty certain this is broken right here, unfortunately. And sometimes when it's broken, you can always contact the studio, and depending on how good the studio is, they might give you replacement parts for free, or they might give you like a partial refund or money off your order, or give you credit to your next order. Most of the time it's just one of those three options, but you guys can definitely see this thing is basically broken right here. There's no way it's not supposed to be like that. Pretty sure it's supposed to be glued together. It just broke off, so that's how really fragile resin is. Even though with all this packaging, you can see it's still broke. So nonetheless, you can see the war details. This is not broken right here. This is details. An armor piece and this piece right here looks sick. The chest plate is sick. So they did a really good job just giving a lot of details on it. You guys have seen the back shot POV, what? But yeah, overall, everything's great. It's basically what I expected for the first resin statue. Didn't expect the base actually to be this heavy. It's like 10 to 15 pounds, I'd say, itself. Honestly, right now holding it, it's like probably 20. But I do know, if I remember correctly, it was about 15 pounds for the whole statue. So this base is probably 10 pounds itself. But anyway, I know I'm yapping a lot. Let's put this other head on. There we go. You see, this magnet is perfect. Right here. Not crooked or anything. Alright, put the other head on. We'll keep them here. Have them displayed. Oh, one more thing. There is this. I believe this is the last thing in this box here. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see. There should be nothing else in here. I'll check later at the end of the video. But, oh, there's one more thing. Okay. So there's two more pieces underneath here. This is why watching unboxing videos is great. So you get to know this stuff ahead of time. I did not see these originally, so I'll figure out where to put these. But I believe they might be for the effect. Yeah, there's nothing here. And there's this big, massive rock right here. This is bigger than I thought, not gonna lie. Pause. Okay. This right here. This thing is like roughly 5 pounds itself. I know 15 pounds is just a statue. And I don't think they consider this thing or this weight inside, so very nice. Look at the details right here. Insane. Bottom, they have this like little like thing that they usually put on the bottom of statues. If you know, you know. Don't know exactly what the material is called, but that's what it is there. It's kind of dirty. But yeah, it's like a cloth material on the bottom, so you don't damage your table or anything that you're putting this on. Overall, 10 out of 10 details. Material is great, like I said. It's not plastic, obviously. If you feel it, it's not plastic. It doesn't look plastic. Plastic would be very, very shiny. None of this is shiny. The rocks are very good, very sturdy, by the way. Very, very sturdy. And I mean, they better be for a statue, right? Okay. All right, let's wrap this up real quick. We gotta do this faster. I get better at pacing these videos. But obviously, if you guys don't mind these long videos, then screw it, we ball. This is one of the arms. There's this other arm. Oh yeah, so that arm goes there. And it's magnetized, by the way, for both arms inside. Just like that, right? The magnets on the arms are pretty strong. Although I say that, but they're probably the same exact strength. It's just depending on how well you install the magnets, it will be stronger or weaker. But boom, you can see how fast I was able to put that in. Just be careful when you're putting this in though, because of the chest plate is right here. So especially this one, you gotta be very careful putting it in. So try not to take this in and out. This one, it took me a while to get out because I did not want to break my first ever resin statue. The hands material feels different than the cape, even though it's obviously all resin, right? But the material of the hands do feel very realistic. You see the hands themselves, they look very good. Boom. The camera can focus. Nope. Damn it. Okay, anyway, yeah. The skin feels very great, feels very different in terms of material and texture from the rest. So far, that's what it looks like without the swords and everything. Actually, let's put on the cape next. So you can see how big this cape is right here. It's huge. It's massive. And I just realized this should have gone first before the head. So I'm gonna put this obviously on, and I'm gonna just disassemble real quick and let you guys know. Before I disassemble real quick, I want to make this channel as transparent as possible. So here is the entire cape right here. The paint job is, I'd say 8 out of 10 in terms of cleaning this, right? There's obviously some tiny things that you can see, but not gonna judge at all, right? No one's really gonna care about that. The sides, the edges, very nice. This is the top of the cape, and obviously this is the bottom. That's just all red. Very, very nice. And there's a hole right there where you put it through the body. Overall, you can even see there's texturing and shading as well, which I forgot to mention. The camera is not doing it justice, by the way, guys. The shading is way nicer in person. All right, so for the cape, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong if you guys do have the statue. I know there's only 138 in the world, but I believe you just put the cape right behind him in the middle, and then you just attach his body. There's not really anything the cape really, I'd say, like magnetizes towards or attaches to. That's what the back looks like. It does look a little bit weird here, but I understand that I made this obviously to keep the cape really in place. But you guys can see, basically I just put it on like that. Don't know exactly if that's the right way, honestly, to put it on, but I'm gonna have it like that for now, and then ask the studio probably later. But nonetheless, that's what it looks like with the cape. Now it's starting to come together hella sick. You get the effect here, we have the Tensho effect right here, or Juji show. Guess got Juji show. Or Jushiro, I forgot if I said it right or wrong. But there are the two swords. Of course, one in the anime, one goes inside the other one to form the main sword right here. Completely forgot the exact names, honestly. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, but I'm a big fan, trust me. You guys can see here's a sword right here. Details and everything, materials nice. Especially right here, the handle is very nicely done. It's sturdy. But I will say the sword, I was a tiny bit disappointed just because I thought it was gonna be metal, but it's obviously not. It's more like a plastic kind of feel. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not like weak metal or like bad metal. It's just like, or bad plastic. I just preferred if it was metal, but then I could understand maybe the metal would have been too heavy and it'll probably fall off. So anyway, nonetheless, there's that main sword, which is very nice. Actually, what a lot of people do is they put this sword, boom, and you can see how tall this thing is. I mean, this sword is massive. From the picture, I couldn't tell exactly like justice on how big this sword is, but it's massive. It's huge. You see, it's like this, almost this height of the statue. So big A plus to the studio right there. And I've seen what people do is they put these heads on top like this. I wouldn't suggest doing that in case they fall off personally, but there's that design right there. They can use. And again, the sword does look like it's facing the wrong way now. And here's the hole for the sword. And of course it's interchangeable. You could put the other sword too. No one really is going to judge you for that. But we'll be using the main swords today. Okay, this big one is supposed to be in the back, because it only fits in the back one actually. This other small one's going to be in the front. One quick tip is, whenever you're unboxing, always make sure you get everything. These little crevices right here, they're to have pieces that are very fragile. They keep inside this little hole. Alright, so this real quick is the piece right here. Again, part of the packaging. You just put together on his hand. So you put this through right here. Right? And then you put the other piece in like that. I'm probably gonna just do this off camera or not. There we go. And essentially just stays like that. I would not recommend gluing this. If you ever need to take it apart, it's not gonna be well, so don't glue that. And here's the other sword. Again, more detail right here for transparency. You can see the battle scars on it. It's very nice. The material is the same, basically like plastic kind of material, but this handle here is definitely very nice as well. Alright, for this one I just had to basically take out the arm just to be safe, and then we're gonna put the arm back in, and boom, it just slides through basically. So very nice right there. So far looking real good right here, as you guys can see. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is obviously put the effect on here. This thing is huge, by the way. Show you guys truly how big it is. I mean, it's basically the height of the statue right here, and it just slides through this right here, this crevice right here. There's no magnets or anything. It just slides through. Right? Material, everything is great. It came in great condition. Luckily, this thing did not break. Otherwise, it would have been awful. Alright, and then the other one, the big fat one right here, goes in the back right here, just like a slot right there. You just slide in. This one's a little bit a little bit loose, I'd say, honestly. Again, I don't know if exactly is a design flaw right there, but you can see it's a little bit loose, but honestly it's fine. It's not going to come out. And you get the other two pieces here, and a smaller one goes on the right side, big one goes on the left right here. So we'll set that up right now, and this should actually, I believe, go below like that. Boom, there you go. It just slides in. No magnets or anything. I'd say it's pretty damn sturdy. This thing's definitely not going to be moving anywhere once you put it in. Just don't mess around with it, honestly. Just like anything. The other one goes on the other side, and boom. Look how big this thing is. This thing is huge. I mean, it's definitely bigger than what I thought it was going to be in terms of space, amount of space it takes up, length, width, and height. And we have nothing else here, basically. Alright, so we're basically done with the packaging and everything, because I checked everything and everything was good. There's no really extra pieces left remaining. This right here, like I said, one of the two rock pieces, it just goes in the back, essentially in that hole right there, right? It just attaches on there, so it's just an extra piece just because. Here's the back. Another piece is this one right here, right? This is a smaller one, just goes in that right there next to his feet. In the cape, or not in the cape, the flag right here, the Quincy flag, essentially it has a thing on the bottom, so I was thinking that like goes into something, but that's essentially the statue being complete. I'd give it overall a 10 out of 10 for my first ever. There are not really many major breaks, like I mentioned, except for probably that chest plate right there that I doubt is supposed to be cut in half like that and move around. Right? Pretty sure it's supposed to be sturdy. But aside from that, everything else is a 10 out of 10. And also this big sword here, you can always exchange this. It's interchangeable with the one in the back. I don't think so in the one in the front, because I think the front handle is smaller. But definitely the one in the back, it's interchangeable. So you can switch out basically this big one for that one. And if you guys want to see it, I'll actually show you guys real quick. But last thing is chains. The chains here are heavy. So very high quality chains right here. They feel like legit real chains. It's not some, BS right here. Very long chains, and most people just put them around, wherever across the statue. So we'll just do that real quick. Alright, we got really good news. So basically, I put the chains around. I don't think they connect to anything, so I just put them around. Let me know though. And I found exactly where the flag goes. It goes on this piece right here. That essentially has a hole in the back or on the side, and it just attaches on there, right? And this was the little rock piece all in the back right here. So we'll just put that on real quick, and boom. There we go. That makes so much more sense now, right? Makes a lot more sense. And keep in mind, this rock thing, it, I believe, was able to go 2 ways, right? You can keep it this way, which obviously doesn't make sense. So obviously put it in this way, and boom. There we go. We have the flag in the back right there. Personally, I'd prefer if the flag was honestly in the front, because you can't really see it from the front view. I guess you could from here, but we'll just do a quick 360. I don't have my 360 table thing with me here, but quick 360 of Ichigo Kurosaki. Thing is sick. Again, the swords, right? This is what he looks like. 360. It's huge, heavy, great material. Would I say it's worth 400? I think if you're a big fan, it's worth 400. And I'd say if you have the money, it's definitely worth 400. Just be careful of potential breaks that could actually occur when they're shipping, because this material is definitely, I'd say it's not as delicate as I thought it was going to be. Because based on what everyone's telling me online, it definitely sounded like it was delicate. But it's hard, right? The only thing is it's kind of like glass where, like, if you drop it, it's gonna break, right? So just don't drop it. And don't really try not to touch or mess around with it too much. Like this thing can still break, right? It's kind of like glass where it's like very brittle. So definitely something you want to be careful of. Don't mess around with the statue much. I know it sounds like common sense, but a lot of people lack common sense nowadays. So keep that in mind. There's the head. I'll actually put on the other 2 heads real quick for the video. So let's try out this head right here. This is what this head looks like. Not the goofy head. Or actually, I think that one was the goofy head. No, this one's the goofy head. That one's goofy. I would not suggest using that one. He just doesn't look right at all. I'm not gonna lie. So overall, I give still, I mean, because it's my favorite anime, Bleach, of all time, I give it a 10 out of 10 overall experience, honestly. Right, everything was just perfect here. I'd say they could have worked on the head a little bit better. The hair and everything is spot on. I think it's just the head sculpt or design on that head right there in particular threw me off. But I don't mind, and the reason why I'm not really taking points off is because the other 2 are fine, in my opinion, right? And they gave you 3 heads for a reason. So in case you didn't like one, you can always use the other one. And this one, man, this one with the Horn of Salvation is just sick. That one's just sick. Look at that. And we'll actually switch out the sword real quick for you guys. You see he has a tight grip, which is always a good thing. Let's take out the hand real quick. Again, want to be careful taking this out. Alright, to wrap up the video, that's basically what it looks like with the big sword. It looks amazing. I kind of understand now why they didn't do metal, but likely due to the weight of the sword. It's not going to be good on the hand, so honestly, I don't mind that at all in terms of critique, right? Looks sick right there. Obviously, if you have the big one, you wouldn't have this one right here. But the thing is, if without this one, it would just look weird and off with this hand, right? It just looks very weird. I'm not going to explain why, but it just does. So that's it with the big sword. Again, I didn't put it all the way through, obviously, and it's just due to how fragile the hand is. I don't want to mess it up, so yeah. That's basically it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as possible, and you guys can support me basically along that journey. So yeah, there's the statue, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Let me know if there's any studios want me to review their statue specifically. I'll be down to do that. You know, basically try to make my reviews as transparent as possible to everyone that's interested in buying one of these resin statues. This one's about like 4 to 5 centimeters length, width, and height roughly, and it's about, I'd say, a good 15 pounds of the statue itself. I'd say honestly it definitely feels about like 20 pounds, so that's gonna be my guess, but the most accurate term is about like 15. So anyway, see y'all in the next one.